Hi, what's up guys? Alex Comstock here with Whitetail DNA, and on today's video we're going to talk about saddle hunting hybrid setups. I'm going to go through my hybrid setup, and then team member Jeremy Lopez is going to go through his setup with a little added twist of a little tip for bringing stuff back via your setup. Obviously you can see right now I don't have like my pack and this is already in the tree. But before we jump into today's video, I want to talk about a couple things. First, hit like and subscribe below. That does us a huge favor. We really appreciate all the support we get, and liking, subscribing just helps our videos get in front of more people, which just helps out our channel. I also want you to head over to whitetaildna.com/merch, or there's a link in the description to check out our merch. We've been, got some merch this year, and it's been a long time coming. And if you're looking at helping support Whitetail DNA, it goes so far with us, and I really appreciate it. So if you go check out the merch, I'd be really appreciative. And then the last thing I want to talk about is I want to talk about OnX for a second. So OnX introduced their LiDAR feature recently, and I just want to talk about it really quickly because it is really cool. So if you go into your OnX, and I'm going to go into my OnX right here, and then you were to go to, so if you click on like the base maps, like the down below where you have your hybrid, your topo, your 3D, if you're in your maps and you see like right now, for example, I'm in my base map is my hybrid 2D map. And you'll see below there's LiDAR, leaf off imagery, and recent imagery. And if you go to topo, now all of a sudden your LiDAR becomes a toggle that you can click. And when you scroll, you zoom out, what you see with the LiDAR is it shades like topo, so you can really get a good look at how the ground lays out. And the way I look at LiDAR is you go into your base maps, you go to your 3D topo and LiDAR. Now when you use that exaggerated 3D in combination with LiDAR, it is honestly incredible. The way that it's just shaped, and it's got the shading of the topography, and you can see just exactly how ridges and how saddles are coming together. And it's honestly super cool. So I really highly recommend go to OnX, check out their LiDAR feature, and it's something that you're gonna really like. So with that, let's talk a little bit about hybrid saddle hunting. So if you follow along with Whitetail DNA over the course of the last 5 years, you know that we've gotten to saddle hunting pretty big. And this year we've been doing a little bit more hybrid hunting. And the reason is that you get the combination of saddle and a tree stand. And now there's so many lightweight tree stands out there that, it can be a really dangerous setup. So I was just gonna run through my gear quickly. I'm rocking the tethered carnivore 2-panel saddle. I've got the tethered 1 mini sticks right here. And then I've got the XOP fly stand, and this combination is pretty mint. It's a setup. So the reason I like it is when I'm saddle hunting, I love like having my pouches. I've got like in this pouch from Tethered, I can keep my phone in here. So I usually will take just like that, keep my phone in this pouch. It's got a big pouch that allows me to have my tethered rope. Sometimes I'll put my saw in here, stuff like that. And then I've got another pouch on my side, keep my linesman. This pouch, I will usually have my keys, and then these little outer pouches, I can keep like my backpack hooks, stuff like that. So I love having everything kind of right here, and I've gotten so used to saddle hunting over the years. I like having it, but having this tree stand is pretty nice, and I'm gonna show you why. So obviously if I were climbing up, I would have my linesman's rope attached, but I'm just gonna climb up this one step and put on my tethered. So climb up in your stand. So now what's beautiful is that when you're saddle hunting, even out of a tree stand, you don't need an actual safety harness because you've got that all set up with your saddle hunting setup. You'd have your tethered connected. Boom. And so like you can see right now, I've got my bridge kind of just in my strap. Take out the bridge. Bam. And so like right now I'm set up to saddle hunt, and obviously I got the tree stand as my platform. Let's cinch that in. So you can saddle hunt traditionally, which is great, right? And so depending on how you're set up and where you're shooting, you've got a little bit more room than just a small platform, which I like. And, you know, depending on how far in you're going, I still will take in a saddle platform and do standard saddle hunting if I'm going in really far. But having this setup is sweet. So now let's say two different reasons of the hybrid setup is great. One is just the room. Two, you just kind of loosen your tethered like that, flip the seat down, and now you're just tree stand hunting. And so what's beautiful about this is you don't need a harness. You've got this right here. And for shooting abilities, let's just say you're set up to tree stand hunt, all right? You can shoot out all in front of you. Obviously you can stay seated, you can stand and shoot just like as you were if you're tree stand hunting, which is great. But you know, when you're tree stand hunting and a deer comes over your right shoulder, and it can be a pain in the ass, grab your bow, turn in the tree stand and shoot like this, right? And get all set up, and you could be off kilter. Well, now with your saddle hunting, you grab that bow, just bring your tethered up here, and now you can kind of get set up ahead of time possibly. And now bam, you're into that saddle position and you can shoot all through here. And you know, how you do it is really up to you, but I know some people that are gonna stay in their saddle position, and instead of having to turn and do your seatbelt shot to go to your left, now you can just loosen, sit, and shoot. I know people that will stay seated and you can get up and tighten and be in a saddle position. Personally, I think it's easier to stay in your saddle position like this. You've got all your room. And then if you need to shoot to your right, it's just easier to loosen, sit, and shoot. And then the benefit of this is you like this, say you're hunting all day, you just need a break, bam. Now you can just sit and take that break. So that's my saddle hunting hybrid setup. And now we're gonna jump into team member Jeremy Lopez's setup and how he's gonna break down his whole hybrid setup and how he gets into the tree and everything like that.
All right, guys, I'm gonna run through my saddle hybrid setup. I've been basically using this system for the last 3-4 years. Team member Garrett Otteson actually kind of showed me this system, and then I kind of dove in and I've just been hunting with it ever since. So this is the Lone Wolf Custom Gear 0.5 stand with the mini doubles. This is the original model, so I haven't gotten the new ones, but they work flawlessly, and this stand is so light. But basically what I do is I take my pack here, this is a Kafaru Shape Charge, and I just take the strap here, and this can work on any pack. And Lone Wolf Custom Gear actually has a slot here on the 0.5 that's designed for their pack, but it works, like I said, on any pack. And all I do is I slip that in, put it on the pack there, and I have my saddle on, or I'll have it in my pack depending on how far I'm going. And then that's it. I walk in like this, get to the base of the tree, I drop this, and then it's just like going up the tree. Take the pack off. And now I'm going to show you kind of how I set up this stand. We're only going to go one stick high, and then I'll show you some modifications that I've done to make saddle hunting very comfortable, but also hunting out of a stand to make ease of hunting comfortable all day. All right, guys, so we got the stand up. You know, we're obviously simulating that we're high up in the tree. So basically, again, this is a 0.5. It's set up. I usually use 2 straps just for safety. You can run it with 1 strap up top. Some modifications that I did is I got 2 seats here. And when I say seats, I mean cushions. I got a top and a bottom. And then I have a kickstand for my bow if I don't want to use a bow hanger. The bow goes right here, so it's on my left side if I'm saddle hunting, and it's on my off side if I'm sitting in the stand. So I'll hop up here and show you guys real quick. All right, so I'm using the Trophy Line Venatic. I got my lineman belt on my left side and my tethered on the right. Obviously, if I was a lot higher, I'd have my lineman on and I'd transfer onto the actual tethered. All right, so now we're all set up here. All I'm gonna do is hook in like I would for a saddle. And there we go. So we're saddle hunting, tethered there, pull this up and adjust it. So now I'm good to go. I'm saddle hunting, got strong side shot here. Alex ran through all that stuff, but basically what I like about this setup, is I can saddle hunt here. I have my bow and my kickstand, so it's right on my left hip here. Or I can run it up here with a bow hanger. And then if I'm sitting down, it'll be on my right side, right here, so I can grab it, transfer it to the left, shoot anywhere here. What I really like about this setup is if I want to sit or lean, I have cushions here, so I don't have to have knee pads. I can just put my knees into this nice cushion here. It's about an inch, half an inch to an inch. Yeah, I can sit here like this. I can saddle hunt traditionally, or I can drop and sit just like this. It's been a great system for myself. I know Garrett really likes it, and now kind of everybody else on the team is kind of gravitated towards this hybrid setup. I don't think you can really beat it in a mobile hunting setup. The platform's big enough. I'd say the only con is you have the actual wire here, and you kind of got to transfer around it if you're shooting this way or this way. But other than that, I would rather have this space and foot room, so I can go real tight to the tree. I can stand way out here if I need to. I can just go back and forth really easily. Like, I don't even have to have so much tension on my rope that I'm backing just far enough up here and I can shoot. I've killed, I think, 3 deer out of this system so far, and I really enjoy it. It's, like I said, super lightweight. I don't have to strap this actual stand to my pack. I can just throw the pack on the stand, and it's worked really well for me. So again, Lone Wolf Custom Gear 0.5, Trophy Line Venatic, and Lone Wolf double steps. I usually use 4, but sometimes I'll use 3 if I have to. So that's a little bit about saddle hunting, the hybrid setup. Check it out if you're on the market. There's a ton of good lightweight stands out there. Another con to this stand itself is it is expensive, but I would say it's pretty close to all the new lightweight stands out there right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this saddle hybrid setup. If you guys enjoyed it, hit that like button, make sure you subscribe, check out the podcast, and head over to the website and grab some merch. So good luck this season. We'll catch you on the next video.